Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Fatima Umar Buba. Good to have you join us. President Muhammadu Buhari this Thursday held a crucial meeting with some APC governors as tension continues to mount over the conduct of primary elections by the governing party in some states of the Federation. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
At a meeting held behind closed doors where the chairman, Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, Chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum, Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar of Zamfara State, Governor Umaru Tanko Alamakura of Nasarawa, and Simon Lalong of Plateau State. There were also the governors of Niger, Abubakar Sani Bello, Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi, Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo, and Ibikunle Amusun of Ogun State. President Muhammadu Buhari summoned the meeting to review the various crises characterizing the conduct of primary elections in some states with a view to finding lasting solutions. Direct method of voting was adopted for presidential primaries nationwide and adjudged to be very successful. For other elective positions still ongoing in some states, however, both direct and indirect methods were used depending on the preference of the various stakeholders. Although it worked very well in producing the party's flag bearers in some states, in others, however, there is still much to be desired.
Our party believes in justice, equity, and fairness, and we are requesting that let the right thing be done and let everyone contest elections.
The meeting, which lasted about 1.5 hours, was also attended by the Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kyari. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Nigeria's leadership in the fight to stop illicit financial flow out of the continent has been described as an inspiration to other African countries. Former President of South Africa and now the chairman of the African Union High-Level Panel on Illicit Financial Flows, Mr. Thabo Mbeki, started this in Abuja at a special session to review the performance of African countries. Femi Okeo reports.
Although the high-level panel on illicit financial flows from Africa came into existence in 2012, it was in January of 2015 that the Thabo Mbeki panel recommended that African countries should do reports on their progress in this area. That is what the panel is in Nigeria to do, a process which President Thabo Mbeki said Nigeria has since championed and used to inspire other African countries to check illicit financial flows out of the continent.
To identify how these outflows take place and to make recommendations as to what might be done.
Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, listed 4 major areas which Nigeria has used to check illicit financial flows and, one after the other, explained their efficacy in the campaign.
As a nation, we have succeeded in establishing institutions that are mandated with the statutory role of fight against corruption, fight corruption, and indeed addressing the menace of illicit financial flow.
The briefing will run for 2 days, with various government institutions stating their roles to help Nigeria combat the flow and recommend same to other African countries, which the chairman of the panel says have not been responsive enough.
We need to be blunt, we need to be honest and straight. The fact of the matter is that we have so far failed as a panel to submit those annual reports to the AU. And the reason for that is because very few African countries have responded.
You would expect that if African countries are not responding to the panel's initiative, then a form of penalty could be meted out to them to get them to fall in line. But President Thabo Mbeki says the reward of keeping African resources within the continent is far more than any penalty that could be meted out to any African country, which is why the committee or the panel insists on continuously sensitizing the African nations on the benefits of keeping their resources within the African continent. In Abuja, Femi Okewu, NTA News.
Many thanks, Femi. 157 surrendered Boko Haram members that were successfully rehabilitated are ready for resettlement and reintegration into the society. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Gabriel Olonishakin, disclosed this in a message at a stakeholders meeting for the modalities of the resettlement exercise. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the event is organized by the Defense Intelligence Agency.
Falgore Forest is a vast ungoverned space that spans through Kano, Bauchi, Zamfara, and the Sambisa Forest in Borno State. Unlike the dreaded Sambisa Forest, Falgore is devoid of mines, but a safe haven for criminals. This is Falgore Forest in Kano State, a vast ecosystem that provides safe haven for criminals. In 2017, the Nigerian army chased away criminals from the forest and converted the ground to a training field. This military inoculation is designed to expose the 77 regular intake of the Nigerian army to real-time patrol, attack, withdrawal, multiple military tactics, and the counter-insurgency operation for the asymmetric warfare in the northeast. The training is also critical in the quest to kill the fear for battle in these recruits before the real battle. Addressing the 3,984 recruits for the year 2017, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai, charged them to remain responsive and disciplined after their graduation.
Let me warn that the Army High Command will not tolerate any act of cowardice in the face of adversary threat from any of you.
The Speaker, House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara, represented by the Chief Whip, promised to ensure adequate funding for army operations.
With what they are doing here, especially when I've seen how their trainees are undergoing and what other officials are going through, one can rightly say that no amount of resources will be too much for this organization.
The event featured a medical outreach for the people of Falgore community. From Falgore Forest in Kano State, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The partnership between the Office of the Delta State Governor's wife, Edith Okowa, the State Police Command, and NTA has been strengthened for better service delivery. This was part of the fallout of the visit by NTA Asaba management to these key stakeholders in the business of governance.
Robust discourse between the state governor's wife, Dame Edith Okowa, and the management of NTA Asaba produced far-reaching results. They promised to take existing partnership a notch higher to promote peace, good health, and close-knit families, which are essential ingredients for rapid growth and development of any society.
Delta State might be a PDP state, but Delta State is a Nigerian state. Whether we are PDP, whether we are APC, or SDP, we are one nation. If we begin to see our nation as this, all this strife will reduce.
The NTA Asaba management, led by its new general manager, Richard Yabo, restated its avowed commitment towards bridging the gap in communication between the leadership of the state and the citizenry, especially at the grassroots.
NTA is the station for the nation. We want to partner with you. We want to be partners in progress.
It further commended the efforts of the pet project of the governor's wife, 05 initiative, at bringing succor to humanity. Similarly, the Delta State Police Command and NTA Asaba have agreed to continue to work together for the sustenance of the pervading peace and tranquility in the state. The heads of the federal organizations in Asaba stated this while exchanging ideas on quality service delivery to fatherland. They agreed to create platforms where performance and productivity in security surveillance will be enhanced.
Right now, elections are coming. how people are flexing their muscles, right, in readiness for the next elections. And so everybody must be ready. We are ready, right, because we have a mandate, right, to ensure that this country remains as one.
We must carry out our duties and responsibilities to the best of our ability. I want to strive hard to further improve on the security of the state.
In Asaba, Ameze Igiebo, NTA News.
In the meantime, the governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, says government will continue to deliver on its promise to the people. The governor gave the assurance when he visited the Boko market gutted by fire.
The chairman, Boko Main Market Traders Association, Matthew Amaucha, said the inferno was caused by a power surge which could not be controlled, noting that property and goods worth millions of naira have been lost. Governor Samuel Ortom, while assuring the traders that an investigation into the inferno will be conducted, called on them to ensure that fire extinguishers are provided in the shops and to engage professionals to carry out the electrification of market stores.
Some of these urban areas will provide some fire services. So this is a clear sign that we need to hasten up.
Chairman, Boko Local Government Council, Mrs. Becky Opin, expressed appreciation to Governor Samuel Ortom for his prompt response to the plight of traders. The governor announced the donation of 20 million naira to the affected traders to mitigate the effect of the damage. In Boko, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
And away from that now, the Nigerian Air Force says it will continue to place premium on logistics as it is pivotal to the conduct of air operations. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, re-emphasized this at the 2018 Nigerian Air Force Logistics Conference held in Abuja. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
Despite the asymmetric nature of warfare that has been presenting itself in the country, the Nigerian Air Force has continued to play a vital role through effective air support to ground troops towards degrading insurgency. These successes recorded so far in the Nigerian Air Force's constitutional responsibility of protecting the nation's integrity have been attributed to President Buhari's administration's support to the armed forces. Also, among priorities of the Chief of the Air Staff is to reposition the force to be more responsive in deploying air power. The 2018 Logistics Conference, which is the latest in the series, therefore, is another platform to inject dynamic innovations and strategies to the logistics architecture of the force to be more proactive and responsive.
The recent organizational changes within the Nigerian Air Force has resulted in expansion. Expansion calls for the optimization of Nigerian Air Force logistics setup to make it more responsive to the ever-increasing Nigerian Air Force operations. I believe that whenever a structural problem is identified, the first thing to do in solving that problem is to ensure that the structure or framework is right, so that strategies developed are delivered properly.
It is also the belief of the current Nigerian Air Force leadership that the NAV logistics procedures require a review in line with emerging realities and international best practices.
The theme for the conference is optimization of Nigerian Air Force logistics architecture, a prerequisite for effective air operations in the Nigerian Air Force. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
And ruling on the bail application for the leader of Shiite movement in Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, and his wife has been adjourned to the 7th of next month. This follows the citing of a possible overstretch of security and logistics as the sitting concedes with the visit of the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to Kaduna State. Abdullahi Muhammad reports.
It was a long wait for the journalists who were only allowed to capture the proceedings meters away from the High Court. Hours later, counsel to El-Zazzaki and his wife, Maxwell Kiyon, came out of the court to tell the journalist that the ruling on the bail application has been adjourned.
So unfortunately for us today, we have not made very much progress, considering that the position of the court is that it's only proper, and of course rightly so, it's only proper that the ruling be delivered in the presence of the defendants themselves. And since the defendants were not in court, the court could not go ahead and deliver the ruling.
And the counsel to the Kaduna State government explained further.
Security is stretched. So the prosecution asked that the presence of the defendants be excused for today's proceedings, and the court graciously excused the presence of the defendant for today's hearing.
The council also stated that the adjournment will give room for all the issues surrounding the application for bail and the presence of the third and fourth defendant to be resolved in order for proper hearing into the case to commence. In Kaduna, Abdullah Mohammed, NTA News.
It's now time for our first break. Nationwide continues shortly. Do stay with us. Okay, we now continue. The break comes later. With collaboration from different stakeholders as well as strong foundation in place at the basic level of education, the number of out-of-school children will drastically reduce. Guests on NTA program Good Morning Nigeria share their views on the matter and the way forward. Alika Okmanachi Arua tells us more.
Last few years, more and more children of school age have been forced out of schools due to factors ranging from Boko Haram insurgency, economic hardship, as well as the nonchalant attitude of some parents to send their children and words to school. Mohammed Malik IV, country representative UNICEF Nigeria, says governments must attach importance to education if the country must advance technologically and develop its economy.
Basic education means process through which a child acquires key skills in literacy, in numeracy, in solving problems, in analyzing issues, and being beneficial to his or her family and a community.
Meanwhile, Executive Secretary, Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, says lack of data has been one of the major problems in tackling the issue of out-of-school children, as government is looking critically at various learning programs.
We have made a lot of progress. The ministerial action plan by the Minister of Education, isn't it, which had been launched, isn't it, about 2 years ago, created these intersectoral groups, isn't it, where agencies now can work together.
His Royal Highness Alhaji Ismaila Muhammad Mera, Emir of Argungu, said traditional and religious leaders in the north will continue to mobilize and sensitize the people on the importance and benefits of Western education to the children and the community at large.
The intention is to use role models to talk directly.
It's now time for us to join Bright in Enugu Network Center for more on Nationwide. Bright, is over to you.
Thank you, Fatima, and welcome to Enugu Network Center. As the All Progressive Congress APC faithful in Enugu State await the result of the Senate and the Representatives primaries, some of the aspirants have called on the Primary Elections Committee to ensure transparency in the process. Susan Eze reports that the exercise, which held yesterday, began with a gathering at the party secretariat, where the chairman of the committee, Professor Moses Momo, addressed party faithful from across the state.
The exercise, which began with a meeting at the APC secretariat in Enugu, had party faithful from all factions in attendance. Addressing the group, chairman of the Enugu State Primary Elections Committee, Professor Moses Momo, and the committee secretary, Chris Orajekwe, assured the people that the team is in Enugu to conduct a transparent and credible primaries.
We will make sure that the election is free and fair. We don't know anybody before we came here. This is the first time we are seeing all of you face to face.
The meeting lasted till around 1:30 in the afternoon, when men and materials dispersed to their various wards where the elections were expected to take place using direct primaries. However, at o'clock in the evening, in some of the wards visited in Udi area, people were seen milling around, but voting was yet to commence as materials were not yet on ground.
And we are really concerned that before the election material gets to them, everybody will leave. So we're really calling on the committee chairman and those who are sent from Abuja to organize this primary election to make sure that the materials are sent to the wards intact.
To thank my own people, my ward in Eke, for their large turnout and the support they gave to me. I hope that during collation, they will actually collate the results on the ground.
As at the time of filing this report, the result of the exercise is still being awaited. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
Matus Ozemena has emerged the governorship candidate of the United Democratic Party at the just concluded state primary congress held at Owani, Enugu. Eva Aneke reports that the state executive of the party was also inaugurated.
Declaring open, the event which started with accreditation of delegates drawn from the 17 local government areas of the state. The party's national chairman, Godson Okoye, expressed satisfaction with the turnout of their members and described the party's ideologies as one built on true democracy, rule of law, and promotion of infrastructural development.
We are all in Nigeria. We are seeing what is going on. We know where we ought to be.
The primary election, which commenced with a yes or no voice voting, as conducted by the National Publicity Secretary, Olusegun Adeleye, flag bearer.
Thus, Pastor Obi Donatus Ozemena is the candidate of the UPA in the next general election 2019. Do you say yes?
Yes! The elected governorship aspirant commended the efforts of members and promised to transform the state to a global city if elected governor come 2019.
If elected into office as governor of Enugu State, our government shall pursue programs that will have meaningful impact on the people.
In a motion moved by Mr. Chibueze Nwankwo, the party members dissolved old state executive and presented new ones. The officials of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, was also on ground to monitor the exercise. The event attracted the party's stalwarts, including its presidential candidate, Chief Ishola Balogun. In Enugu, Aneke, NTA News.
Flood has ravaged riverine communities of Uguta local government area of Imo State and submerged 27 villages. Rita Mbago reports that the flood has claimed 2 lives and destroyed property worth millions of naira as helpless victims appeal for government intervention for shelter and food.
NTA crew visit to flood-prone community in Uguta local government area of Imo State indicates that the flood visually submerged the entire island community, leading to a colossal loss of property worth hundreds of millions of naira as families and communities were displaced following the flood. Residents confirmed the death of 2 persons. The call for assistance from relevant governmental agencies and individuals to come to ameliorate their sufferings.
You can see with me now that the flood has packed everybody inside the house away.
We normally have yearly flood, but this one is a disaster.
It would be recalled that in the year 2012, flood of similar magnitude caused lots of damages to the same communities. Meanwhile, residents appear to be in a tight situation as they have no upland to which they can relocate.
It seems to have become an annual decimal to those living around riverine area to experience flood disaster like this. From Umachishi, in Uguta local government area of Imo State, Rita Mbago, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Enugu. It's back to Fatima in Abuja for more nationwide.
Thank you very much, Bright. Time now for a break on Nationwide. It continues shortly. Please do stay with us.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
For years, the NTA has been promoting science, technology, arts and crafts under the tagged name National Children's Expo. We are set with another edition as we gather children around Nigeria, junior category ages 6 to 12 and senior category ages 13 to 18. The theme for Expo 2018, achieving self-sufficiency in agriculture, meeting the challenges of security and exposition of alternative energy as pathways to national development. Date, October 21st to 25th, 2018. Venue, NTA Headquarters Arena, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. We are set to celebrate the best of innovation across the country. For more information, please call the following numbers. NTA ETV, promoting learning.
The Minister of Education, Adamu, and the Minister of State, Professor Anthony Gozie Anwoka, invite members of the National Assembly, Federal Executive Council, Chief Executives of parastatals under the Minister of Education, Chairmen and members of University Governing Councils, Vice Chancellors of universities, Rectors and Provosts of polytechnics and colleges of education, trade unions and other stakeholders in the education sector, teachers and schools at all levels, and the general public to this year's celebration of World Teachers' Day, which comes up on Friday, 5th October 2018 at the Eagle Square, Abuja by 10 a.m. Come, let's celebrate our teachers. Architect Sonny Echomo, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
EA Nigeria, a citizen participatory program, will soon be on your screen. It will transmit Mondays to Thursdays by 6 p.m. on NTA Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba channels, and NTA Entertainment, all on NTA Star TV network. EA Nigeria seeks to promote the appreciation of our indigenous languages, citizen civic responsibility, nationalism, and capacity building. It also helps to address misrepresentation of our national symbols. EA Nigeria is a live phone-in TV program, so you can join in the conversation. For sponsorship and participation, please contact these numbers. EA Nigeria, promoting culture and national values.
It's game on at North Taste Quest 5. Get your kitchen weapons ready. Get your skills warmed up because in this game, the seasoned warrior wins. Get ready for North Taste Quest 5, the special anniversary season, showing on DSTV Africa Magic Family and GoTV Africa Magic on Sundays at 7 p.m. and 6 p.m. on NTA and AIT. North Taste Quest, Battle of Flavors.
Good to have you back. Senator representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has been declared the sole candidate of the All Progressives Congress in an unopposed contest held in Kefi. Suraj Abdullahi reports.
This is the voice vote of thousands of delegates from across Nasarawa West Senatorial District, unanimously endorsing Senator Abdullahi Adamu as a sole candidate of the party. The presiding officer of the election, Obinna Norom, said, in line with the APC's constitution, Senator Abdullahi Adamu emerged victorious, having no other opponents to contest the seat with. In his acceptance speech, Senator Abdullahi Adamu described the overwhelming support accorded to him as a victory for democracy and consolidation of Buhari's administration, urging the party's faithful to work harder for the success of the party at the general elections.
And I want to assure the party that we will continue to work to maintain the mission of the APC, the philosophy of the APC, and the manifesto. We will work assiduously. We'll go to every corner of this constituency to campaign for the APC and to ensure that APC, President Muhammadu Buhari, is returned and all APC candidates.
From Kafi, Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
In the meantime, the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress condemns the unauthorized congresses held in Edo State into the Senate, House of Representatives and House of Assembly. The party, in a statement by its acting National Publicity Secretary, Yekini Nabena, described the exercise conducted by unauthorized persons in collaboration with the Edo State Working Committee as null and void. A primary election committee under the chairmanship of Hajia Farida Suleiman will be in Edo State later today to conduct the primaries into the Senate, House of Representatives and House of Assembly. The party admonishes all party members in Edo State to cooperate with the committee to ensure an orderly, peaceful, transparent and credible exercise. Still on APC, the All Progressives Congress APC primaries in Kwara State have been postponed till further notice. The APC chairman in the state, Bashir Bolarinwa, appeals for understanding as the National Working Committee is working on a new date. The APC primaries was earlier scheduled to hold between 3rd and 5th October. Meanwhile, an 8-man delegate of national
Their primaries, which was earlier scheduled to hold between the 3rd and 5th of October, will now take place on the 6th and 7th of October, respectively. That of Senatorial and House of Representatives will take place tomorrow, Friday, 6th of October, while that of Governorship and State House of Assembly will take place on Saturday, 7th of October. The chairman of the electoral panel to the state, Iyola Oladokun, appealed to aspirants to cooperate with the committee to ensure a successful primary election.
The peculiarity of the issue of Kwara State, the National Secretariat had to make sure that they put everything in place to have a very, very successful primary so that whoever emerges for each and all the elective offices, we will be able to maximize the confidence of our people and ensure success for them.
Minister for Information Lai Mohammed reminded party members and aspirants to shun violence and ensure a successful primary election.
The APC primary elections will be conducted directly in the 193 wards of Kwara State. Accreditation will start at 8 and voting will commence at 9.
Meanwhile, an 8-man delegate of the National Working Committee of the APC has arrived Kwara State to conduct the party's primaries tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, 5th and 6th October. Moving on now, the Alliance for New Nigeria says it has not entered any pact with any political party, neither it is enmeshed in intra-party crisis. Its national chairman, Emmanuel Daniel, stated this at a media briefing after the party's presidential primary election. Timothy Yusuf reports.
10-month-old Alliance for New Nigeria believes that the spate of defections by desperate politicians and the menace of vote buying are unhealthy to the nation's polity, especially as another round of general elections draw near. The party's national chairman therefore implored members to remain steadfast to their ideology.
We held our presidential primaries on the 29th of September, where the presidential candidate in the person of Fela Durotoye emerged as the winner.
students and concerned youth wings of the party were at the National Secretariat to register unwavering support to the National Working Committee's members. The Advanced People's Democratic Alliance (APDA), during the screening of aspirants seeking various political offices on the platform of the party, implores politicians to allow ideologies drive their involvement in politics. The national chairman of the Young Democratic Party, in a similar development, unveiled the party's consensus presidential candidate, Habib Kacho. At the National Secretariat of the Sustainable National Party, SMP, the National Working Committee members took stock of the party's outing in the recent Osun State governorship election, where it came ninth on the performance table. SMP. As the 2019 general elections draw near, the party says aggressive membership drive is ongoing towards a better outing. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Still talking politics, Nasarawa State Governor Umaru Tanko Almakura has applauded the peaceful conduct of delegates and aspirants across political parties at primaries for the emergence of flag bearers in 2019 general elections. Joshua Ojito reports that the governor, who won APC tickets for Nasarawa State Southern Senatorial Zone, appealed to the people to sustain peaceful coexistence despite party differences.
It is a busy week for all political parties preparatory to general elections. In Nasarawa State, delegates participated in the primaries are judged as transparent, peaceful and credible, except for an accident which claimed 3 delegates' lives returning to their community. Stakeholders say the peace throughout the exercise will further deepen internal democracy among political parties and promote social cohesion amongst people of the state. While reacting to his victory, the governor congratulates the people of the state for deepening the democratic process.
I consider this victory not only my victory, but victory of our great party, victory for democracy, and victory for all men and women of goodwill who cherish democracy. I must say, I'm very proud of the people of Nasarawa State.
While Governor Almakura will contest for the Southern Senatorial District election, Deputy Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Godia Kwashiki, is the APC flag bearer for Nasarawa North Senatorial District, as Senator Abdullahi Adamu is returned unopposed for Nasarawa West Senatorial District. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
2 more vehicles have been recovered from the abandoned mining pond where the missing Major General Idris Alkali's car was discovered recently in Duradu, Jos, South Local Government Area, Plateau State. This brings to 3 the number of vehicles so far recovered from the pond. Maria Silvano's lot has more.
General Alkali, reported missing on the 3rd of September, led the Nigerian Army headquarters to inaugurate a special task force to search for the general. Acting on an intelligence report, the search and rescue team was led to the pond at Duradu in Jos South Local Government Area of Plateau State. The search that seemed almost impossible at first, with resistance from some women of the community, began to expose suspected criminal activities, beginning with the discovery of this car door. This further boosted the Army's resolve to dig further, an act that resulted in the discovery of General Alkali's car.
The sum total of it is that this pond contains a lot of hidden secrets, and we are determined to unveil.
We have searched, we've not seen the body yet, but we'll continue. We know what to do.
2 days later, 2 more vehicles, a Toyota Hiace bus and a Red Rover, were pulled out from the pond. On fears of collective punishment on the community due to these discoveries, the military gave this assurance.
We know that we have credible intelligence to know who are involved, and we'll get them sooner than you expected. So the village or the community does not have anything to fear.
The mandate, according to the general supervising the search and rescue, is to find the missing general, dead or alive. In Jos, Rinret Silvanus Lot, NTA News.
It's now time for us to join Fatai from Ibadan for an update on Buhari's campaign organization. Fatai, is over to you.
Fatima,
the 2-day training.
A warm welcome to Africa's cradle of television, Ibadan. The federal government says no stone will be left unturned as the country prepares for smooth and seamless transition from analog to digital broadcasting. This was the outcome of a training workshop for stakeholders in the broadcast industry held in Ibadan as part of efforts to bridge knowledge gap in the digitization process. Goke Alomoge has the details.
The two-day training program, which had station engineers in the broadcast industry as participants, focused on areas of operations of digital system and also the specific roles of stakeholders in the Nigerian broadcasting space as a way of improving the quality of transmission. Organizers of the workshop say the country stands to gain tremendously from the digital switchover for Nigerians to take advantage of the available broadcast spectrum.
We're hoping that the engineers and technicians that came for this program will go out better informed as to what the digitization process is all about.
If we can make better use of that space on the electromagnetic spectrum, then we can release the rest of the space for other new developments, more modern applications.
Other stakeholders share the opinion that digital era has the capacity to meet the expansion in broadcast television.
We'll be able to get into the rural area. Urbanization will take place, ease of communication will take place.
But they were able to enlighten us on the challenges that made it impossible.
The DigiTeam Nigeria is the committee set up by the federal government to work out the smooth transitioning of analog to digitization. In Ibadan, Goke Alamogi, NTA News.
Moving on, life-saving opportunities are bound for widows and orphans that can enable them contribute to the development growth of Nigeria when they are educated and empowered. This was the consensus of speakers in Ibadan at a lecture on overcoming challenges of widowhood. Jane Onomu has more.
In a lecture, former Chief Judge of Oyo State, retired Justice Badejoko Adeniji, urged widows to embrace skill acquisition programs to enhance their financial stability for their families.
They will not suffer much. They will be able to take care of themselves and the children without any man or community messing them up.
Widows, orphans, the downtrodden in the society must be well catered for.
I was able to stand on my own with a sustainable income I was on.
My experience since then, in fact, if not because I can work a little, I won't be in this position.
In Ibadan, Jane Onomu, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Ibadan. Naomi in Maiduguri takes it over from here. Over to you, Naomi.
Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima says a second phase of 100 housing units will be constructed in Gala town, devastated by Boko Haram at the peak of the insurgency. The governor was speaking at the Government House, Maiduguri, when he received keys to 100 housing units constructed by Muhammad Indimi Foundation in Gala town. Abubakar Muhammad Musa reports.
Governor Kashim Shettima had commended chairman of the foundation and business mogul Alhaji Muhammad Indimi for the intervention that will no doubt alleviate the accommodation problems of IDPs and returnees. The governor maintained that people of Borno and the Northeast in general will remain grateful to Alhaji Muhammad Indimi for his immense effort in touching lives of many families across the globe. Chairman Borno Elders Forum Ambassador Usman Gajigal Tamari commended Alhaji Muhammad Indimi for complementing government's effort in providing shelter to the IDPs. Alhaji Muhammad Indimi and Chairman Indimi Foundation expressed gratitude to the governor for the support and cooperation during the construction of the houses, which will accommodate 100 families. He promised to continue to provide the needed assistance to the needy, not only in Borno, but across the Northeast, which suffered most from the insurgency. According to the chairman in the Indimi Foundation, the houses in Ngala will be provided with solar power, clinic, and market, among other services. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Muhammad Musa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army 7th Division Coach Marshal, presided over by Brigadier General Olusegun Odeshina, has demoted 2 Army officers and non-commissioned officers who were charged for various criminal offenses in the line of duty. They were, in addition, sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Jedwa John Jesney covered the court-martial sitting at the Memalari Military Cantonment, Maiduguri, in Borno State.
Officers with the rank of sergeant, corporal, lieutenants, and captains who, having committed several offenses, were arraigned before the military court for findings and sentencing. Service records earlier presented described the accused officers as dedicated, diligent, competent, and hardworking, as well as actively participating in courses and training in the military. They were, however, found wanting in failure to discharge their duties, forceful abduction of persons, extortion of money from people, as well as unlawful use of military uniforms and equipment for personal interest, among others. Having properly examined the evidence presented before the court, President 7th General Court Martial Brigadier General Olusegun Adesina described their offences as an act of incompetence and unprofessionalism aimed at sabotaging the military's effort in providing safety for the citizenry. They were found guilty as charged on several counts, with Captain A. Kwasau demoted to the rank of lieutenant. Sergeant Aliu Usman and Nasir Bello were reduced to the rank of corporal and private and were sentenced to serve 5 years imprisonment.
This court considered the need for all NTA personnel to adhere strictly to its professional ethics and outlined code of conduct governing its counter-insurgency operations in the Northeast. This sentence is, however, subject to the confirmation by the prescribed authority as provided in sections 151 and 152 of the Armed Forces Act.
Another case involving J.J. Babangida led to his sentencing to 9-month delay in promotion, while Lieutenant S. Bello, who was found not guilty, was acquitted of all charges but will have a 6-month delay in his next promotion. In Maiduguri, Jadwajon Jason, NTA News.
For Nigeria to reduce perennial flooding that affects the socio-economic development of the country, all hands must be on deck to provide solution to the problem. The Managing Director, Upper Benue River Basin Development Authority, Engineer Abubakar Mahazu, stated this while speaking to NTA News on the importance of dams construction to arrest flooding in the country. Tafawa Hamza Mayo reports.
Lives and property are lost every year to flooding in Nigeria and other parts of the world as a result of heavy rain, which experts attributed to climate change and other unwanted human activities. Worried by the dangers associated with flooding, governments at all levels design policies and programs to address the challenges at hand. Among those saddled with the responsibility of addressing water-related issues in the country is the Upper Benue River Basin Development Authority. For a solution to perennial flooding that affects the development of the country, NTA News met with the Managing Director of the authority, Abubakar Muazu, who confirmed that dams construction is one of the solutions to the problem.
The solution to flooding is massive afforestation. That means you replace the forest that was removed over the last 50 to 60 years. The higher the density of forest, the higher the percentage of rainfall that will be absorbed by this vegetation.
The Managing Director, however, called on the citizens to stop building on waterways and consult experts where necessary.
When you construct the dams, that means you are harnessing the potentials and then utilizing it during the dry period for irrigation, power generation, water supply, and also flood control.
Abubakar Muadhu further said Upper Benue River Basin Development Authority is always ready to render more services to the citizens. In Yola, Tafawa Hamza Mayo, NTA News.
That's it from Maiduguri. It's back to Fatima in Abuja. Good afternoon.
Naomi, and then it's now time for us to take another break. Stay tuned.
The time has come again when we all gather at the Unity Forum to celebrate the uniqueness of our cultural diversity and showcase the beauty of our cultural creativity and ingenuity. It's the National Festival of Arts and Culture, NAFEST, in the Garden City of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Come, let's celebrate our culture and heritage. Hold it 20th to 27th October 2018. Special features: dance drama, traditional wrestling, indigenous textiles and cuisine, arts and crafts exhibition, entrepreneurship roundtable, skills acquisition, and many more. 20th to 27th October 2018. Be a part of history. It's NAFest Rivers 2018, the festival that unites the nation. Otumba Olusegun Runshewe, DG National Council for Arts and Culture, announcer.
Fake news which is shared for malicious purposes is a danger to our peace and security in Nigeria. Misinformation as fake news is a serious threat to our hard-earned democracy and promotes hatred and misunderstanding between our communities. We are all responsible for stopping the spread of fake news in its tracks. So, always check the source and credibility of any news item. Say no to fake news. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
Join us every Saturday by 10 p.m. for Eye on the Road.
The program from the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA.
We'll bring you highlights of policies and programs on road maintenance. You'll hear from road users as well as those charged with maintaining the roads.
It's interactive, it's informative, it's educative.
It's Eye on the Road, showing Saturdays at 10 p.m.
Zuma Film Festival 2018 Abuja. Theme: Archiving for Creativity. Date: December 1st to 7th, 2018. Featuring film screenings, masterclasses, special tributes, NFC Annual Film Lecture, NFC Annual Essay Competition Awards, special national and state days, Lifetime Achievement Awards, and Zuma Film Festival 2018 Awards. Submission of entries for non-competition, competition and screening is ongoing and closes September 30th, 2018. All entries should be forwarded to the festival director, Zuma Film Festival Nigerian Film Corporation, headquarters in Jos, and/or its zonal offices in Abia, Lagos, Kano, Asaba, Yola, and Abuja, or through the Film Freeway online platform, www.filmfreeway.com. For further inquiries, call 0033146842, 08052728321, or 08063390420, or visit the website www.zumafilmfest.gov.ng. Zuma Film Festival 2018, December 1st to 7th, Abuja, Nigerians' foremost film festival.
You have Java, yes, and Abdullah, yes, sir. Black or white? Yamala. Have I ever eaten white amala here before? Yes, sir. Give me amala and abula. Do you have dodo? Dodo program. Good. Let me have some dodo. I want you to put the meat in a bowl. Shaki, suku, a body. I like my edo to be very tender. You have stockfish? Yes, sir. Good. Let's have some stock. And the catfish, my favorite. Don't mind them. Look, you have eggs. I would like 6 boiled eggs. No eggs. Okay, the catfish will do. And then rice. Rice and then some salmon. Look. Do you have a guru?
Good to know you're still with us. Honor was given to whom it's due at the 150th birthday anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, referred to as the father of the Indian nation. Patricia Asami Luba was at the Indian High Commission in Abuja, where she reports that top government functionaries, diplomats, friends, and the Indian community gathered to celebrate the life and messages of Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi, popularly known as Mahatma Gandhi, and to the Indians as Bapu, lived a life of sacrifice to ensure the emancipation of the downtrodden. He demonstrated to the world that it is possible to practice non-violent resistance and fight injustice without destruction. He was a lover of peace, and that is why speakers at this event dwelled extensively on the different aspects of his persona, belief, and toil that brought about the independence of India. This giant stride of Gandhi earned him many titles, including the Great Souled One.
Gandhiji was a personification of the vision of a modern India, simple, elegant, amicable, loving, caring, tolerant, and above all, non-violent.
This is a great man who has turned around not only India, but he has turned around the world.
Indian High Commissioner to Nigeria, Nagabhushna Reddy, said his attributes as a leader cannot be ignored, and that is why India and the rest of the world hold him in high esteem.
Having studied law in London, and he decided to fight against oppression, discrimination, and colonialism of the time, and he was one of the leading human rights activists of his time.
There were different activities at the celebration, from presentation of prizes to awards at an art competition on Gandhi, down to an online quiz and recitation of Gandhi's favorite bhajan song, Vaishna Jantor, by Nigerian singers. The government of India launched a 2-year-long celebration to commemorate the 150th birthday anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, which commenced from the 2nd of October 2018. In Abuja, Patricia A. Samiluba, NTA News.
And what will the hospitality industry in Nigeria look like if more than 80% of materials for construction and furnishing from start to finish are locally sourced? For an answer, just visit the redefined Hawthorne Suites, Abuja. Olayinka Uju was at the pre-opening media briefing of this international standard hotel.
Nigeria is set to join the list of countries to enjoy hospitality at its best, as the Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham, a part of the Wyndham Hotels and Resorts with chain based in the United States, opens its first in West Africa this weekend. The group is one of the world's largest and most diverse hotel companies, having approximately 9,000 and more than 600,000 rooms in 66 countries. General Manager, Hawthorne Suites Abuja by Wyndham, Amin Saad says, with 108 suites, the hotel is giving a new face to the industry as it has all facilities customers need with extra largesse.
The rooms feature include wet bars, expanded cable television, and upgraded bedding featuring signature suite bedding experience.
Whenever you stay at Hawthorne Suites, your records are on our database. And if you get to a certain level, you'll be able to achieve a complimentary room night.
The good thing about the hotel industry is for every one person that you employ, you also employ others vis-a-vis the supplies that you buy, the maintenance, the equipment, things like that.
Located in the heart of the capital city, the hotel boasts of arrays of luxurious furnished suites having gone through rebranding. Its grand official opening is slated for this weekend. In Abuja, Olayinka Uju, NTA News.
And that's it on Nationwide for today. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I am Fatima Marbuba.